They fell in the pit that they dug for you. Welcome to the Mindset Elevator, everybody. I hope you guys are feeling awesome on this day. I hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves and feeling good as we cruise through the month of July 2024. And let's get into this video. And of course, thank you guys so much for the support. People have been working real hard, overtime, digging a hole, creating deep issues for you, and hoping that you succumb to these issues or hoping that you fall into this pit that they have dug for you. But all of that work that they've done has taken its toll on the digger. And the digger is teetering ever so close to the edge of the pit that they dug for you, if not yet fallen. And the reason why is because you're meant to be at the top. You're not meant to be in a hole, crumpled in a heap. You're not meant to be in that state. You're meant to be in an elevated state, a higher plane where very few people are going to be able to reach you. That's how high you're supposed to be. That's just how grand you are. You're not meant to be in anyone's pit. You're not even meant to be in your own misery of pit, your own pit misery. You're not meant to be in a hole. You're meant to be on the outside from a bird's eye view, looking at everything, dealing with what you got to deal with, living life to the fullest. That's your mission. That's supposed to be your goal. And the bottom line is, when people try to dig a pit for you, or if somebody has tried to dig a pit for you, they're going to be the ones falling into it. It's not panning out the way that they thought. You're not falling. You're not succumbing to the attacks. They worked extremely hard digging this crevice. All right, digging this spot that they thought they were going to push you into, or a trap that they thought they were going to force you into. It's going to be your demise that would be brought about. But unfortunately, you know how these things go. It always switches. The tables always turn. And those who harm us, or those who attempt to harm us or put the plans forth to harm us, are going to be the ones who feel harmed. And not by our own hands, but just their own hands. They did the digging, right? And when they dig, they get more than they bargained for. That's how it's just going to be. Because you can't do all that digging. Surely exhausting all of your resources, doing everything you can to destroy somebody else, and then think that you're going to walk away with no pain or with no, just no discomfort. You're going to have all of that and more because you've tried to put someone to their end, right? You tried to end somebody. You tried to maim that individual. You tried to destroy that person. You tried to see them with nothing. You tried to see them gone, done. And unfortunately, when you decide to take that route, you're going to be the person that falls in that pit. They've fallen in the pit that they dug for you. And I could speak for myself. I love to speak about what I've gone through, certain things, certain situations. Yes, there have been a few people in my life who have tried to dig a pit for me. And you could tell by the enormity of what happens to them. And, I know how they move towards me and things like that. So you could see little bits and pieces being revealed. That's what was happening to me. I was seeing little bits and pieces revealed of what these individuals had been perpetrating the entire time. You see the plans, you see the scheming, the plotting. You see what their intentions were, but it's like everything they tried to do to me happened to them. It's like, how could that it's almost like a person creating an invention and it backfires not on the consumer but on the inventor themselves. So you never see, the invention never is, it never becomes mainstream or wildly known, right? Because the person who created it is the person that succumbed to it, or the person that was destroyed by it, or it didn't work out the way that they thought. So sometimes people write their own stories, and sometimes people They think that they're writing your story, or they think that they're bringing you, they know your story and they're going to be the one that decides what happens to you. But they don't realize, in the pursuit of trying to destroy you specifically and put you in that pit of misery, they're creating their own ending. They're actively participating in their own downfall. But they don't see it like that. They think they're excitedly creating your downfall and gonna see you low, gonna see you down. And it's just so far from the truth. People have tried to put me in a pit. And I know, because I could see the misery seeping off of them. I can see it. I could feel the energy that comes off these people, and it's not pretty. It's not nice. It's not kind. A lot of these people are very miserable people, to the bone, to the core. You could tell who they are, who you're dealing with. These individuals are not right, So yes, there have been people who have dug pits for me. Sometimes I have stumbled, once again teetering very close to the edge, but then you catch it. You catch it. You realize this is a plot, this is a setup, this is a trap. These individuals sometimes will try to cover up their own tracks, try to cover up the hole that they made. They fall in. They can't get out again. Because all that anger that they mustered up to even do this, all the anger, all the energy they took to try to put you in a pit of misery, pain, lack, grief, trauma, loss, everything, all the negative feelings, all the negative sensations that one can feel. They put all of their energy into this. Surely you would have thought they would think twice, but no, these people are very confident in trying to destroy us and put us in their pit. They fell in. They can't get out. No one wants to help them come out because of what they do. And what they do, what they did, led them here. And you're nowhere to be found. You're at another location. You're doing other things. You're going up in life. You're not about to be trapped in no one's misery pit. And so, yes, they dug the pit, hoping that it was going to be your resting place, your place that you were going to forever dwell, forever be in this dark, cramped, claustrophobic, uncreative, no growth, no nothing. People thought that that was going to be your life story. But they fell in the pit. They're the ones that fell into the pit, and now they're experiencing everything they wanted you to experience. And it's just going to continue to be a trend. It's going to continue to be something that continues to happen to those who perpetrate these kinds of acts. It's just going to keep taking place. And so this is why it's extremely important to be wary of individuals who behave this way. People who you could tell are so angry. Could be at you, could be at the world. Generally, it is at themselves. So angry with themselves, they put it outward. They start expressing their disdain outwards and trying to look for targets that they can take their anger out on. And when people see that you're great, or that you're a giant, or you're going places and you're doing big things, there's going to be people who start digging holes for you to fall into, so that you don't get to be that person. You don't get to be that shining light. You don't get to be that grinder. You don't get to be that hustler. You don't get to be that entrepreneur, that person, that real one that you want to be, that you were supposed to be. People start digging holes to make sure you don't get to shine. Because not a lot of light penetrates a hole, right? Penetrates a dark pit. So people want you to be enveloped in darkness. People want you to be enveloped in chaos, enveloped in solitude. And it's like solitude that you don't welcome, because it's supposed to destroy your creativity and destroy your mind. And so that's the unfortunate part about all of this. It's like they fell in the pit that they dug for you. That was not supposed to take place. They were, once again, very, very confident that it was going to be you that succumbed to what they perpetrated, what they built for you. And you're just kind of looking and you see the destruction. You probably see what they've done. You probably see what they have dug for you, but you're not about to go in because you know what it represents. It represents an end to your creativity, to your livelihood, to your joy, to your happiness, to your peace. Who's about to jump in? Unfortunately, the digger, the perpetrator, has no choice. They dug the pit. Now they must deal with what they wanted you to deal with, what they wanted you to be down about, because they did too much. And so now they don't get to have a peaceful life until they repent, reform, until they change their ways for the better. That's just how it's going to be. These individuals cannot effectively live their best life because they dug a pit for you. And even though you didn't fall in the pit, it's the principle of it all, the fact they did all that, and it caused them to have the misfortune that they wanted you to have. They wanted you to feel the loss and the pain and the angst because they don't like themselves and they hate their lives a lot of the times. They don't love themselves. They think their life is just nonsensical, not going anywhere. So they start digging pits. They fall into them every single time, and then they wonder why their personal woes keep growing. Not only personal, but professional, academically, spiritually, emotionally. Everything about their lives' woes are not diminishing. They're getting bigger, they're getting angrier, and it's like they're not thinking, they're not learning their lesson that they've got to change their ways. So be wary of individuals like this, and let it be known in the comments if you feel like people in your life have dug a pit for you, but they fell in. How did you know that they fell in? What were the signs that you saw that what they tried to do to you happened to them? Do you see the work that they put forth here? Do you see the pit that they dug for you? Have they fallen in? How do you know what has transpired here? What were the signs? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay positive, everybody, and keep doing what you guys do and live life to the fullest. And yes, throughout your lifetime, you're going to see people digging pits for you. You're not going to be the one that falls in because you're too real and you are protected. So stay protected, stay prayed up, everybody. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.